California, the land of opportunity, a place where fortunes are made, where tech empires rise, and where dreams are supposed to come true. But for hundreds of thousands of people, California isn't a dream. It's a waking nightmare. Behind the sunshine and success stories is a humanitarian crisis that's become impossible to ignore: homelessness. It's no longer just a problem affecting a few city blocks. It's engulfing entire communities, neighborhoods, and regions. As of 2024, California holds more than 397,000 individuals without a permanent home, nearly one-third of the nation's entire homeless population. Let that sink in. In the wealthiest state in the richest country on Earth, hundreds of thousands live without shelter, security, or stability. And the crisis is deepening. While the United States saw an overall 18% rise in homelessness from 2023 to 2024, California's increase was even steeper, up 23.1%. What was once described as a crisis is now verging on catastrophe. How did we get here? And why is it that some of the most prosperous cities in America are also grappling with some of the most severe cases of human suffering? To understand this paradox, we begin in the heart of innovation, San Jose and the broader Santa Clara County, home to Silicon Valley. Here, billion-dollar companies are headquartered next to freeway underpasses lined with tents. Wealth and poverty coexist on the same block. Santa Clara County has become ground zero for a growing contradiction. In 2024, the county recorded over 40,000 people experiencing homelessness, with San Jose alone accounting for more than half of that number. What's particularly alarming is that more than 70% of these individuals are unsheltered, living in vehicles, parks, or encampments. This isn't because people aren't working. Many are. The driving force behind the crisis here is the cost of living. A modest two-bedroom apartment costs upwards of $3,200 a month. To afford that, while keeping housing costs below a third of your income, you'd need to earn over $130,000 per year. But more than 30% of households in the county earn well below that mark. We met people like Maria, a retail worker and single mother, who lives in her van with her 2 children. She works full-time. She makes enough to cover food and gas, but not enough to rent even a 1-bedroom unit. She's part of the invisible workforce that powers Silicon Valley, yet she and thousands like her are priced out of the very economy they help sustain. This imbalance isn't accidental. Years of underbuilding affordable housing, combined with restrictive zoning and a relentless focus on luxury development, have created an ecosystem where the middle and lower classes are pushed out, or pushed onto the streets. Travel south to Los Angeles, and the scale becomes even more overwhelming. Los Angeles County, as of 2025, is home to more than 175,000 unhoused individuals, the highest concentration in the nation. From the sprawling encampments of Skid Row to the neighborhoods of Venice, homelessness is not just visible, it's inescapable. Every sidewalk seems to tell a story. Sarah, a mother of 2, lost her job during the pandemic. Today, she lives in her car, struggling to find safe places to sleep each night. "I'm trying to keep my kids in school, trying to stay hopeful," she told us. But hope doesn't come easy when every day is survival. Los Angeles faces a shortfall of nearly 500,000 affordable housing units, and the housing shortage is just one piece of the puzzle. The city is also contending with serious gaps in mental health care and addiction services. A significant percentage of unhoused residents report struggling with mental illness or substance dependency, yet treatment remains fragmented and difficult to access. Next, we look to San Francisco, a city often celebrated for its progressive values, stunning views, and cultural history, but also one of the most intense battlegrounds in the state's homelessness fight. San Francisco reported over 18,000 homeless residents. And while shelter capacity has improved slightly in recent years, over half of those affected still live without shelter. With limited land space, sky-high housing costs, and an opioid epidemic ravaging communities, the city faces unique challenges. fentanyl has become a deadly presence on the streets. In 2023 alone, over 1,800 accidental overdose deaths were recorded, many occurring outdoors, some in broad daylight. Behavioral health issues are rampant, often untreated, and often the final straw in pushing people into homelessness. And in a city as compact as San Francisco, the crisis feels omnipresent. On a per capita basis, it ranks among the highest homeless populations in the country, far surpassing larger cities like Miami or Houston. But homelessness in California doesn't just live in major metros. Sacramento, the state capital, saw a 67% increase in homelessness between 2019 and 2022. While recent numbers show slight improvements, the problem remains persistent, with more than 70% of the homeless population unsheltered. Oakland, too, struggles. Nearly 17,000 unhoused residents were recorded in Alameda County, most of them in or near Oakland. San Diego County, though showing some statistical improvement, still faces a growing crisis. Over 18,000 homeless in 2024 and rising. And beyond these urban centers, smaller cities are facing their own silent emergencies. In places like Stockton, Bakersfield, and Modesto, homelessness is driven not only by housing shortages, but also by chronic unemployment and lack of opportunity. Entire industries have disappeared, replaced by temporary jobs and low wages. In agricultural areas of the Central Valley, seasonal work makes stability nearly impossible. And in seemingly idyllic communities like Santa Cruz, the cost of living is so high that even those with jobs are forced into tents or cars. In 2022, Santa Cruz County reported over 2,200 homeless individuals, 3/4 of them unsheltered. What we're seeing is a ripple effect. As big cities become unlivable for many, people are pushed outward, into smaller, less prepared communities. But with limited infrastructure and services, these towns are quickly overwhelmed. So why is this happening here, in California? Yes, housing costs are a major factor, but they're just the surface. Underneath is a web of systemic failures. There's a massive shortage of deeply affordable housing. For every 100 extremely low-income renter households in California, only 24 affordable units exist. That's a shortfall of nearly 1 million homes. On top of that, California's mental health and addiction services remain grossly underfunded and disjointed. A staggering 82% of unhoused individuals report struggling with mental health at some point in their lives. Over 65% report regular substance use. Yet the services that could help them are stretched thin or out of reach entirely. Formerly incarcerated individuals are also disproportionately affected. Upon release, many have no support system and no place to go. They're 13 times more likely to end up homeless. Even full-time workers are falling through the cracks. The cost of living has outpaced wages in nearly every sector. Teachers, nurses, retail workers, even tech support staff. Many now qualify for low-income housing. And then there's the lack of supportive housing. Housing that comes with essential wraparound services like counseling, rehabilitation, and job training. These programs have proven remarkably effective, but they remain vastly underbuilt. Still, not all is bleak. There are signs of hope, real solutions that are working. One of the most successful models is called Housing First. It does away with conditions and red tape. No requirement for sobriety, no need to earn housing. Just get people indoors, then provide the support they need. It's not only more humane, it works. Studies show retention rates as high as 88% after 5 years. California's Project Home Key is an example of this philosophy in action. Since 2020, it's transformed hotels and motels into permanent housing for over 15,000 people. Programs like these prove that rapid action and bold investment can make a difference. Local nonprofits and faith-based groups are also stepping in, offering mobile clinics, legal aid, food distribution, and crucial emotional support. They bridge the gaps that state and city services often leave behind. But to truly move the needle, the state must build more housing, more support, more compassion, That means zoning reform. It means rethinking land use. It means prioritizing people over profits. Because this isn't just a crisis. It's a test of our values, a test of who we are and what kind of society we want to live in. California can lead the way, but it has to choose to. Not with empty promises or temporary fixes, but with bold, sustained, systemic change. We all have a part to play. Speak up. Volunteer. Vote for housing policies that prioritize equity. Support organizations on the ground. Because in the end, homelessness isn't just their problem. It's all of ours.